Hello, my people. Much love to you. Um, First and foremost, I want to say I send my prayers and condolences for anyone that has lost somebody. I've seen a lot of stuff on my timeline about people passing away and so on and so forth. I want to say my prayers and condolences to the Gardner family on their loss of their father. I want to say condolences to Queen, and I want to send my prayers and condolences to my uncle that passed away, Pastor Sankey Reed III, and much love there. Also, I want to say congratulations to all the graduates. Great work on your accomplishments. Proud of that. Y'all are, the future of our generation. Y'all are the future. So continue to do great things. Even if you pass with honors or you barely passed, hey, you did it. So let's move forward and continue to be great. I got on here also in regards to tomorrow for everybody in the Atlanta area that is interested in the homeless shelter thing that we got going on tomorrow at 6:30 at 275 Pryor Street. Yo guys can hit me up in my inbox, because the reason why I'm telling y'all to hit me up prior to is because we have to put you on a sign-up list, right? So when you go through the first part of the building, right, you got to go through security. So if you're already on the list and you're already cleared, you ain't got to worry about much. So that's why I'm telling you guys to let me know ahead of time, so I can pass that information up to the people that can actually, get y'all past security clearance, so on and so forth. Like I said, it's a pretty safe environment. Once again, we'll be serving breakfast tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Right? And I think, don't quote me on this, I'll give y'all an update after I leave tomorrow, because I'll be on tomorrow when I'm there, not in the facility, because I'm not sitting here taping what's going on in the facility. I'm not about that. I don't like stuff like that. But I will send out, prayers in the morning, so on and so forth, before I go in there and do what I got to do. And after I come out, if I have any updated information, I'll put it out, because I know sometimes they do dinner at about 5 o'clock, but I can't say that right now until I get there tomorrow. Once I get to tomorrow, any additional information, if you can't make it at 6:30, like I said, I know it's early and everybody ain't about that, especially if they going out, the night before, partying, having a drink, maybe stay up late. I get it. Nobody really wants to get up early on a Saturday. I get up early on Saturdays because more than likely I'm going to the gym anyway. So for me, it's not that big of a deal, because I do this on a regular basis. But for the ones that cannot get up at 6:30 in the morning, or you want to sleep in, and that's fine, because we don't have enough people to cover the morning shift. 5 o'clock they serve dinner. So if you want to come back around 5 o'clock, and help, that is, trust me, that speaks volumes. Not speaks volumes for, me, because, this is coming from your heart, but it speaks volumes to the individuals that's there to show that, hey, you know what? Even though we down and out and we at our lowest point, man, people still care about us, And the truth of the matter is that we all need that, We all need to know that somebody out there cares about us, especially when we at our lowest. Because, like I said, when we at our highest, man, everybody around you, everybody love you. Let you hit your low, and they really ain't effing with you like that, for real, But you have some people that's ride or die with you, whether you high or low. And those are the ones you really need to stick to right there. The ones that don't matter, like, hey, if you down at your lowest, I got your back. If you up at your highest, I got your back. And for all you brothers out there that got a sister like that, or a significant other like that, you need to hold on to it, because I'm telling you, ain't nothing out in these streets. It ain't nothing out in these streets. I can tell you that. I done been there, done that 10 times over. but I've learned something. You know what I'm saying? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. So if you find you a quality woman that's down for you, man, just do right, man. That's it. Do right. That's it. Do right, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you may not find that person or another person like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're not going to find another person like that because the woman that you're with is uniquely her. So you can't find somebody that's going to replace her. You might find some similarities, but it'll never be the exact person that you fell in love with. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got to stick with them, point blank, period. You know, I learned a lot of these lessons the hard way. You know, so hopefully y'all don't make the same mistakes that I have. You know, that's why I'm sitting here single now. Go figure. But anyway, but I've learned over time that, you know, what's important and what's not, you know. So I done got into a whole nother subject, just a whole nother subject for another time. But I will say this, you know, once again, from the beginning of where I started, you know, sending prayers out to people that have lost, you know, people that are grieving and bereavement, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm sending out my prayers and condolences to you. I'm sending out my congratulations for all the young people that have graduated. I know that is a proud moment for the parents. Trust me, it was a proud moment for me. You know, we done got them through, you know. And I'm going to say something real quick, though. You know, it's funny how as we become parents and we mature and we grow, we look at things differently. Because I'm going to tell you, when I was in high school, right, in school period, I used to, you know, get good grades and try to do what was right, so on and so forth. And I got made fun of. You know, being smart in school wasn't cool when I was growing up. So, you know, I got jokes about, oh, you the professor, this, and so on and so forth. Got looked past by all of the females because I was lame because I was I was lame because I was studying, actually trying to accomplish something. But funny how times change. Ain't that some shit? But anyway, let's roll back to the kids, because this is what it's about. It ain't about the stuff that we did in high school. That's a whole nother subject. Trust me, I'll talk about that too. But right now, let's talk about these kids. Hey, A1 on them, man. Like I said, you graduate with honors or you graduate, period. You know, that is a huge accomplishment, and don't let nobody ever tell you nothing different. You know, don't let them tell you nothing different. Especially for the ones that barely made it. You made it. And that's all that counts, man. You know, sometimes you got to believe in yourself when nobody else believes in you. And then when you don't believe in yourself, you need to lean on God. You know what I'm saying? If you can't lean on anybody else in your circle, lean on God. Because that's the most important thing. That's the reason why you here. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it ain't about pleasing man anyway. It's about pleasing God. So, you know, sometimes that's what you gotta look at, man. Especially, you know, especially for us brothers and us men out here. You know, a lot of us don't have no mentors, man. We out here trying to wing this stuff, you know. And some of us do okay. You know, some of us struggle, point blank. But, you know, if we can just look past our differences as brothers, man, and come together and let's don't, you know, get our stuff together and, you know, get our lives and stuff together, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. In a lot of aspects of life, we losing, man. Our women are surpassing us. Straight up, they are. They surpassing us. And I don't take nothing away from them, because I always want the best, and I want to see our people be successful. So I'm not taking away from the fact that our women are doing what they supposed to do. We got to do what the hell we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, we talking about, you know, all these women don't respect us, so on and so forth. Well, it's the reason why, man. You know, I'm a Christian, I'm a God-fearing man, but I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting there. I ain't 100% there, but I'm gonna say you got to get on your shit, man. Point blank. It's time for us to get on our purpose and do what we supposed to do, man. You know, it ain't about chasing these women, man. It's about chasing your dreams, man. You know, getting in a position where you can provide for a family. You know, that's what it's about. The women gonna come. You know what I'm saying? But if you chasing them when they leave, then what the hell you got left? Not a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So stay on your purpose, man. Do what the hell you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Be the kings that you need to be for our queens, so y'all can rule like y'all supposed to, man. I think the problem with us is too much. We want to joke. We want to be clowns and shit. You know, we want to be jesters trying to be with queens. That shit don't work, man. Because we out of order. Because jesters are there for entertainment, not nothing real. You know what I'm saying? And these queens ain't gonna be about that. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna follow a jester. So let's get that clear. Queens don't follow jesters, man. They don't follow the clowns. That's not how that works. Cause it leads you to nowhere. What they follow is kings, man. So we need to come back and take our place, man. Take our place in our families. You know, take our place as fathers. You know, especially for our young sons and our daughters. You know, in our women, you know, because I'm going to tell you something. It ain't all about, you know, just us being in the household, man. You know, we supposed to be their covering, you know, spiritually, mentally, physically. You know, they should feel secure. We should be able to provide. We should also be able to impart knowledge and wisdom in them, so when they get out in the real world, you know, they can survive. They know how to move. All that type of stuff. A woman can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? But it's us that needs to be in that place to give that guidance that the mother can't give to them, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sitting here knocking none of our men. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? And coming out of the household I came out of, if anybody know, well, family members know, this shit ain't no damn joke what I came out of. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want everybody else to go through that. And another thing is, just because you came out of a dysfunctional family don't mean your family got to be dysfunctional. You can make a choice. You can't blame it saying, well, this is what my dad and my mama used to do, so I guess I'm going to do it too. And then we worry about generational curses because we following the same shit. We have the ability to make a change. It's whether you want to do it or not. That's where it really comes to. Do you want to make a change? Do you want to see the next generation do better? Do you want to be a better version? Because the only person that's stopping you is yourself. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. You know, it started... hold up. So this started... So don't miss the point of going down to the homeless shelter. Don't miss that point. 275 Pride Street. Okay, now I'm finna get back into something else. You know, about choices. Especially for our men, man. We got to stop making excuses for why we are the way we are. What we need to do is look at ourselves, man, take accountability and try to change for the better. You know what I'm saying? We can't change what happened to us. We can't change if our daddy wasn't there, man. You know, we can't change if our mothers didn't love us. Point blank. My mom told me straight up she didn't. She told me that. But you know what? At a certain point, I said, you know what? I got to start looking for a validation. I said, I know what love isn't. Point blank. I know that. So let me go with what love is. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, I had hard times with relationships, man. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Right? Because I never trusted women, because I never trusted my mom. You know, and this right here, I ain't out here bashing my mom, so don't get it wrong, because I told her this to her face. You know, hoping that I could bring my family together and say, look, you know what? I forgive you for what happened in the past. You know, how can we move past this? How can we be better? You know what I'm saying? The seeds are already planted, you know, but it took me years to try to uproot that after it had already gotten into my system. But in the process of me healing, I hurt a lot of people on that process. So now that seed has dropped on them, because now they feel like, oh, okay, ain't no good men out there. And what I should have did is looked at myself and said, you know what? I need to take a step back from all of this, work on myself, right? To stop this pain and stop this cycle of hurt, so I can be a better man and a right man for whoever I'm supposed to be with. You know, and a lot of us don't learn that until we lose the one that we love, and then we try to go back. But I'm going to tell you, you can't go back if you ain't changed. Because if you're going to go back the same way you were and that individual the same way they were, you're just going to end up doing the same.